Is there a little bit more of a vertical element to the passing game this year? Do you sense that,
Um,
perhaps?
yeah, I mean we're trying to get some more explosive. Obviously, when you look at the stats, I'm not a big stat guy, but we weren't as much down the field explosives. We were creating a lot of open in the middle and guys getting some yak. But yeah, working on that, being able to connect onto the chemistry we're trying to build right now, and just the timing of some of these routes, where the landmarks are, understanding if it's too high, one high, where we're trying to throw the ball. So yeah, this is the time of year we're working on it. Obviously, you would love to have more down the field shots, but any completion is a good one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're gonna push the ball down the field. We got a lot of weapons, so
Hello, Bucs fans. Welcome back to Real Bucs Talk. In today's video, we're going to talk about the Buccaneers and their offense and to see if they can push the ball down the field more often than they did last year. I believe by my calculations, they only completed, I think, 14 passes of 20 yards or 20 air yards last year. So that is a football traveling more than 20 yards. They only completed 14 out of the 43 attempts they took. So obviously a lower percentage. I believe that's right around or a little over 30% completion. So you want to see those numbers hopefully increase. With that said, the Buccaneers offense was still very good as we let the play run here. And you can see this was one of the big touchdowns in week one to Jalen McMillan. Baker Mayfield, I think, does a really good job of driving the football and also being accurate when he has a target that he is throwing to space. You can see, like here, where he's throwing and leading the guy, and he's able to put some power behind it. I think he does a really good job of understanding. Now, this play here, you would want to see Baker maybe release this football a little bit earlier and throw it out here, like lead this receiver to a spot. But he does a great job of basically just driving that football, as you're going to see here. He drives the ball, puts it there, and allows the player to make the catch. So even like this play, like a good sail route here, good corner route, he's able to drive that football. I mean, just look at that right here. Just gets it by the defender outstretched and again able to make that completion. So I wonder if Josh Rizard will find a way to, lean into these type of plays more. Like even here, you see he's driving this football out to Trey Palmer as we let the play run. Again, driving the ball to a spot. Here, you're going to find Mike Evans. So Mike Evans is going to basically operate the middle of the field here, and Baker is going to layer this football into there so Mike Evans can make a play. So that is something to look for maybe more often, and hopefully you can get some concepts like that where McMillan is being your clear out guy and Mike Evans coming underneath. It just gives you options to work with. So hopefully we see more of that here. This was a big play in last year's finale game. Again, just a great touch pass here by Baker on fourth down. This is, I think, 4th and 8 or something. But again, just a good play. And he seems to do well on these types of concepts where he's either throwing a corner ball or a sail route, getting the ball outside the numbers, does a pretty good job with his accuracy. But there's also times where either offensive line is making things more muddy, and you can see it here. Like this is a little bit muddy here in the pocket where Baker has to kind of move around and reset his feet. So that is something you would like to see him improve and hopefully get a little bit more consistent of hitting these types of plays, because when you look at it, there's a lot of space here to work with. McMillan is heading towards that spot, and you would like to see Baker be more consistent in making that happen. So that's something I want to see, and hopefully they can get better at these types of plays. But this is just unfortunate because he has to reset and he misfires there. Again, just inaccuracy, causing them to miss out on a big play. Now here, sometimes it's not the quarterback. It's, that's why it takes 11 players on offense to run efficiently and also be a really good offense in the NFL. It's not all on the quarterback because the quarterback can put a bow on the basket, but the player, the receiver, has got to make the play. Now, granted, I know Mike Evans, he probably just tore his hamstring right here, and that's why he dropped it. But that's a good play, a good concept, because when you look at the concept, there's a lot of good things happening here where Mike is basically going to win right at the line of scrimmage, get off the press, and he does a good job of getting inside release. So that is something to look at. He gets inside release here, and he's able to get to a spot. Baker is going to put it there. Just got to be able to finish, and really, no one's mad at Mike Evans here for not getting it done. But these are plays that you hope can materialize in 2025, and they can hit on these big plays to create more explosives and more points as an offense. But the Bucs offense was so good last year that these misses don't really come up a lot or get not discussed. I mean, we didn't really discuss them last year. I think it was more so just trying to find ways to avoid the mistakes as far as turnovers. But when you look at like missed opportunities, these go into it. I mean, Sterling Shepard has space to work with. You want to see Baker drive the football a little bit less and put a little bit more air so his guy can run underneath it. Misfires, ends up being incompletion. So, and then giving your guy a chance, again, Mike's on the outside here. This is good coverage by the Eagles defender, kind of brackets Mike Evans out, but you want to see that football a little bit higher so he can have a chance. And then same thing here, like you have opportunity to drive the football, throw the ball into space, and takes a little bit too long, and the ball never gets there to where it was supposed to go. You would like to see him throw that ball just a little bit sooner and put it over here into space so Palmer can come underneath and go get it. But it doesn't happen, which is unfortunate. Ends up being incompletion. Here, the last play, this is something like you want to see happen, but just doesn't, and ends up being a misfire. Now, again, you have a lot of traffic here inside the pocket, but as Baker drops back, you probably want to see this ball already let go because he's got the defender. The defender is sitting on the out route right there. Brian Miller's going up the field for a touchdown. This is going to be a touchdown. It's unfortunate didn't happen, and Baker's got to release this ball late. Now he's got a chance to reset here, and he does. Just doesn't drive enough on the football. Give that ball a little bit more air so it can be a touchdown in the back corner, but just doesn't work out. Unfortunate. Well, hope you guys enjoyed that video. That was us just going into the Buccaneers vertical passing attack and what they could do better going forward in 2025. Baker and the offense, I think, have very high potential to hit on more plays down the field and operate in a more big play variety. And hopefully they can connect on some more of those passes that we saw in the film and maybe highlight more of the things that they did really well last season. And we can see more of that translate on the field this upcoming season. But let us know what you guys think. Hit that like button, comment down below with your thoughts. And with that said, until the next one.